Back 9:13, the time on the Health Watch this morning. Doctors out with a warning for parents who are trying to find an alternative to vaccinating their children. More moms and dads are taking their kids to so-called chickenpox parties where parents bring at least one chickenpox infected child and then healthy children together in order to expose them to the virus. But doctors say this result could be fatal. So, Dr. Rachel Pretty with the Orlando Health is joining us now with more on this. Good morning to you, Dr. Rachel. I'm so glad you're with us this morning because I'm a parent with 3 children. I find this, and I don't want to call it strange, but I find it unusual that these chickenpox parties are making a comeback. What are you seeing?
So I think the message really needs to be is that there's a reason we created a vaccine against chickenpox, because it's not just a benign disease that you get a rash and you feel miserable. Yeah, for the majority of kids it is. But like you said, kids are dying from this disease, and that's why we created the vaccine against it. So, you know, when people want to take that risk with their children to go to these parties and let them give a natural immunity, you know, they're rolling the dice essentially.
Do you think some parents, though, are naive because they think, I'm going to take my kid to this chickenpox party, they're going to get chickenpox, they're going to be miserable for a little while, and then they're going to be fine?
Yeah.
Do you think that there's some kind of a bit of being naive about what could eventually happen?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, kids can get pneumonia, they can get secondary skin infections, they can end up in the hospital, they can get inflammation on the brain that can cause death. So they are naive because, just because you get the actual virus doesn't mean you have immunity for life. Whereas the vaccine, when we give a first dose around 1 year of age, a second dose around 4 years of age, that actually gives them much more lifelong immunity so that they're not exposed to it when they get older, or they don't have a risk of getting a relapse when they're older.
So let's talk a little bit about the vaccine.
Yeah.
Are you finding that fewer and fewer parents are wanting to vaccinate their children? And if so, what are their reasons?
Yeah, a lot of it is just fear. Unfortunately, I think that the internet's at our fingertips these days.
Wasn't there just one study that said that?
There was one study, and the whole concern with autism and vaccines, right? So that study has been disproven by multiple organizations, independent companies, you know, pharmaceutical companies, people who are advocating against the vaccines, and the study's been replicated over and over again. There's absolutely no increased incidence in autism in kids who get no vaccines, delayed vaccines, or follow the recommended schedule by the American Academy of Pediatrics.
As a doctor, what would you tell parents who are maybe even considering taking their child to a chickenpox party?
I would just tell them the risk really isn't there. The benefits of the vaccine is extremely safe. So the risk of your child getting this miserable illness and potentially getting all those secondary side effects or the worsening of the disease is not worth it. The vaccine is very safe. Talk to your pediatricians. Really go and get good education from them and somebody you trust before you do that.
You know, one thing I just thought about as you're talking?
Yeah.
So let's say I take my child to a chickenpox party because my child's not vaccinated. Then I take my child home, as do 10 or 20 other parents.
Right.
Now, am I exposing other people to potentially getting chickenpox?
100%, because you're not sure whether your kid got it or not, and then you're going around seeing your friend's new baby, or you're going to see your grandparents, and all these people who maybe their immunity isn't as good. If you're a new baby, you don't have immunity against chickenpox. We don't vaccinate until they're a year. So you're causing more problems throughout the community as well.
Yeah, I think it's just very important information. And again, every parent makes their own decision.
Absolutely.
And so at the end of the day, it's just giving them information that they can take with them to make the best possible decision. And your answer is vaccination.
Absolutely. I have 2 kids. I would never recommend anything that I didn't do for my own children. So,
all right. Yeah. Dr. Rachel Pretty, we appreciate you being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us. Great information. All right.